Hey there guys, and welcome back to Kijin Media. Today's episode, we're going to feature Usopp's and Chopper's fights, right? So, let's go ahead. This chapter will contain some spoilers about where we're at in the manga. So if you guys haven't caught up to the manga yet, really do recommend you do. Otherwise, if you don't want to be spoiled, then click away now. So without further ado, let's get on to it. I think Usopp should fight Flampe. We're just going to get to that. Usopp should fight Flampe, right? Why? Well, so far, if we look at the roster, does Usopp stand a chance against the Toby Roppo? I don't really see him taking down anyone on Pei-Pei's level, but I do see him maybe taking down one or two headliners. Usopp should be good for that, right? However, is that really gonna propel him forward to where he should be? I don't think so. And I think Flampe will, because Flampe is an officer in the Big Mom Pirates, right? And she's a sharpshooter. And if you guys remember the fight between Katakuri and Luffy, impossible to forget. But if you guys have forgotten about that, Flampe actually gets past Luffy's and Katakuri's haki and manages to nail Luffy with a numbing needle. It isn't until later that Katakuri notices, and I believe he noticed simply because of the fact that they were laughing. Like Flampe's needles were deadly, they were on point, and they were fast. Like she was nailing him and taking him out completely. So that's why she should fight Usopp. Usopp is also a sharpshooter, he's a sniper, and while he doesn't use a blowgun, he uses a slingshot. So it's unconventional weapon versus unconventional weapon. It's not slingshot versus gun anymore. And her shots, like she'll suck in air and get a little fatter and then shoot it out and then slim out with her suit. And I think she would be the perfect opponent for Usopp to continue to develop his haki. Because if you guys remember back at Dressrosa, Usopp awakened some of his haki when he was fighting against, or when he was trying to take out Sugar in order to protect Luffy and Law. So he kind of got a glimpse into how haki works, but he didn't like flush it out, or at least we haven't seen him flush it out. Like, oh, Usopp can sense a fish swimming half a mile away or something like that. He's not like Zoro, Luffy, Sanji that they could sense Karabu inside the palace. However, he can somewhat see further away, and he can see through walls and such. His haki is a little bit different from how Luffy's is depicted, and where he senses, Usopp actually sees. And I think that'd be perfect for fighting Flampe, because they couldn't see her needles. Like, her needles got past everyone. So, Usopp will have to refine his haki during that fight, because otherwise he's going to get numbing needled, and then he's going to get a poison needle straight through the heart. I think that's why it would be absolutely wonderful if Usopp got to fight Flampe, because that would be his haki training. He would learn how to sense tiny objects, minuscule silent objects that even Katakuri and Luffy were not able to sense. Maybe he could get somewhere to where Von Augur is, where he could sense like those seagulls miles away and just shoot them. And he can start sensing things from further away. He can start discerning things. Perhaps not Von Augur's level right away, but yeah, he could possibly get there. He could possibly develop his haki further by having to sense something that even haki masters that can see the future couldn't see. That's Usopp's fight, or at least who I think he should fight. Now let's move on to Chopper's fight. Chopper's fight, I found it kind of hard to figure out Chopper's fight, because he didn't really have any grudge matches. He didn't have any pair ups, and then I started thinking back to pre-time skip, right? When they got separated, Chopper got thrown into the Birdie Kingdom, and he promised to become a monster if it would help Luffy. However, we haven't seen any really monstrous fights. When he fought in Fishman Island, yeah, he became a monster, but it was an easy fight overall. He didn't struggle whatsoever. And then we move on to the fight versus Brule and the other people in there. Yeah, he turned into a monster, but it wasn't a monster bash. What I really want to see is Chopper take on some numbers. I want to see the full potential of Monster Point. I want to see him go all out, like massive Chopper, like giant-sized Monster Point Chopper, taking on numbers, and a monster versus monster fight. These are my really quick thoughts on what Chopper and Usopp's fights should be. I'm confident locking in Usopp versus Flampe, especially because I want to see Flampe get the Perona treatment. However, Chopper's, I'm not too confident because I feel like there's not enough data for Chopper. However, I would love to see a monster on monster bash. Right? It's a really quick video because these guys, there's not enough information because they're not like the main stars, but let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think Usopp should fight? Who do you guys think Chopper should fight? What's your reasoning? Right? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Bye.